Hello, are you TDM 900 owner and you're looking to change your clutch plates due to slipping, or as I say, it feels like you let the clutch out and the gear's taking a while before it's engaged fully? Stick around. Well, just back from a good solid run with the guys, 100 miles, and now it's time to do a good service on this big yoke. Going to change clutch plates, oil obviously, spark plugs, check the air filter, and most likely a coolant. I'm just going to do the video of the bits and bobs, how I get it done. First of all, I'm just going to have to take the bottom fairing out and drop the oil. The engine's very hot, so the old dirt will be all mixed well in the oil, and hopefully we'll not have any much residue left in the engine once she's cleared out. Our clutch plate's soaked in the oil as well for about 4 or 5 hours now. That should be enough. Usually says, some people say 24 hours, some people say 2 hours. It'll do. So they're all soaked. I've seen the guy how to get these out, and you have to take them in the right sequence, put them back in the right sequence, and adjust the clutch after the biting point, and oh yeah, so it'll be an interesting experience. Never done it before, so let's see what happens. Another good thing is the previous owner left the whole printed guide, the whole user manual. I'm just gonna follow it step by step to get all my bits and bobs done. So just took the spoiler off there from the bottom. Now I just gotta let the oil out, and we can keep going from there. So again, drain now. Look at that color. That looks good. That looks like a very well used up oil anyway. Just 2 train bolts. Follow the manual. It's pretty easy. 2 drain bolts that are loose. Just gonna wait until it all runs out, and then we'll get into the clutch. Well, so far I've changed the oil filter, drain the oil, and follow instructions for the right torque settings using a torque wrench. Make sure you use one, don't do it by hand because it's so easy to mess up threads, and if the game over, then you're gonna have to use other things other ways to help tighten things in the right order. So yeah, the oil is out, still clean, new oil filter in there. Next, clutch plates. Let's go. So now I'm gonna go towards the clutch plates. First thing I'll do is take the clutch cable off, 2 bolts. Now I'll work my way around, and we'll just take her off and see where it takes us. It's my first time doing it. To watch another guy doing it. It's not rocket science. Gotta be careful. And then when you do take the clutch plates out, and the steel plates and the clutch plates to all come out in the same order, and then you have to put them in the same order. So it's very specific and has to be right, because I think the outside plate is the thickest. Outside steel plate is the thickest out of all of them. So let's go. Probably a couple of things to point out. You always got to remember where everything sits and how it sits, because you just worrying, like if you haven't done this before like myself, I'm just sort of taking notes that up was pointing towards the back of the car, so now when I get this pulled, it stays back comes back in the same place. So now all the screws are taken off. So we'll see what's underneath. I suppose let's do it live. So all the screws are taken off. She's tight. There you go. Leaks of leftover oil. The seal came off with it. That's how she looks. Got a new seal as well. You can see it's most likely the original because it came off the paint as well. So there you go. So everything's set. So I'm just going to take a note of everything. A few photos. This is where this thing apparently, yeah, it stays loose. It has to slot in inside this. I don't know if you can see it. When you turn it, so it moves. As we remember, that was saying up. That's how we're going to put it back in this sort of angle. So wish me luck. Suppose before I take this apart, just a couple of notes. When you do remove it, it has to come out the same way. It has to come out in a way and has to go back in the same way. Another thing is make sure your torques are right. Make sure when you're doing your clutch plates, you're changing your springs. They do wear down. So these look sort of greened up. No idea why, but there's one way to figure it out. And this is what we're here to do. Learn and do something good. So that's us inside. I took this off. That big bearing inside. Took all the springs out, pulled this off, and now we got our plates, clutch plates and a steel plate. So I'm going to take them out in the same order. Put this in this basket so we know what way it came out. We got new plates. We have new plates soaking in the oil for the last 5 hours. So I'm going to take everything out. Then I'm going to start putting them in the same way I take them out. Same order. So see what happens. So we got all the plates out in the order that they came in. Clean it up a little bit, and then I'm going to just put it back the same way. But to come out, just going to change it, putting brand new plates in, and that's it. And then later, I'll try and measure a couple. Probably I'll see, get the average or which ones used up for more front or back clutch plates. Some people will go to the extent and measure everything, but I don't go there. But I will measure up for my own sake, just to see which place used up the most. So let's get them put back in. So finally got the new clutch plates in. One thing to note, wait until the engine cools completely down, because with heat metal expands. So I found it quite struggling with the first few plates to get them in because they were very tightly done. So it was a bit of a squeeze. Then I had some dinner. Everything cooled down more. The last 4 or 5 plates went in with an ease. Just wee note, wee tip, if you're ever going to do it yourself. So now you're going to put this together. put new springs in. The difference between new springs and it's about, like, you can't even see it, like it's about 4 mil or so on average that they lost over the years. I'm not sure. These originally have like a green over them, some kind of way. Like, these are just stainless steel, so those are more stronger. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna put this back on, the clutch back on, the rest of the clutch fittings, new seal, and that should be us ready to fill the motor engine back on, ready to fill the oil. I'll check this back how many liters I need. I think I need 4, but I'll check because I took the oil filter out too, so I'll see what the difference is. Air filled, and then we'll continue on the next venture. But this was my main priority because it felt like this clutch was slipping ever so slightly. I will measure the plates, the old plates, to see what was the wear on them, and we'll go from there. So let's go. So the springs are in, tightened to 7 Newton meters. That's what it says in the book. So just done everything the same. Now I just clean everything out, and I'll put the seal of the clutch cover. I'll put the clutch cover back on. See where it takes us. So that's it. The cover's back on. The clutch for now seems to be a bit stiffer, but again, need to fill the oil, start her up, see how she goes. But I want to do more stuff. I want to change the spark plugs, check the oil filter, not the oil filter, the air filter, and I just need to fill the oil still. I like to change all the coolant. But before I started, I'll probably do all the other things. So, got everything together, fill the oil, try to change the plates, and trouble. The clutch was too stiff. I didn't like it. So what I did was I pulled everything out, put the original plates with the steel plates together, measured them, and turned out to be they were more than enough for the minimum requirement to be used. I had to do the same with springs. Springs were too big, too bulky. I didn't like how they went into each chamber, so I pulled them out too. Measured the original springs for 49 mil, still before above the minimum requirement, so I put them in as well. And boom, the clutch just became normal. It was working fine and there was no slipping. So I think the slipping ended up being caused due to the bad oil. Oil was okay. But anyway, 500 miles done and the bike is running fine.